so much for being here, Alvin.
Thank you.
This is actually our first time meeting that's not virtual, face-to-face. So you are with 51 VR, which is this fascinating company. It's one of the world's largest VR for real estate companies. We also have 51 VR, AR, DNA, AI. Can you just break down for everybody what the business model is like?
Right, sure. So I'm Alvin, partner of 51 VR. So we are one of the major VR content developers in China. Thank you for Mark's kind words about Archer. They were in Silicon Valley, Shanghai for the panel speaking. So we have 51 VR, 51 AR, which is augmented reality, and then 51 AI. We designed it as the sales, artificial intelligence sales inside the AR or VR environment, and 51 DNA, which is data collection and data analyzation technology for our AR and VR content. So that's basically 4 directions we're heading to right now.
So you're already working with thousands of real estate developers around the world. Can you walk us through what an experience would be like with 51 VR?
So essentially, we're building this VR showroom for real estate developers directly, like to enterprise, this kind of a model. So what it's like is that, for example, real estate developers, they got a land, they got all the entitlement, but then it would take them like 6 months to 12 months to finally deliver the physical showroom. So we're creating this virtual reality showroom that enable future customers to customize their furnitures, to see the view of their house, and then just a lot of functions to play around with. So this not only enables the future buyers to see what it's like in the future, but also is a great promotion and marketing tool for the real estate developers. In fact, we've helped them to promote their houses in billboards on the main roads of China, and inside the subway, we built this VR experience center for people pass by to try their models in the VR world.
So what are some of your major partners? I know you mentioned you're working with HTC, you've got other partners in the US.
I think you meant the hardware side, right?
No, the hardware side.
Yeah, so we're one of the first developers to partner with HTC Vive, and then right now our model is bundled with every HTC Vive still in China for customers to experience the content HTC Vive environment. And except for HTC Vive, we're partnered with one of the major AR hardware companies in the Bay Area that I cannot disclose right now, but then we'll see. It's going to be huge. It's going to be focused on the enterprise use. It's going to be interesting.
So I want to get into all of that, but first you have this fascinating device called Hugo AI. It's like a bot that you can interact with. Is that already being deployed, and how long was that in development for?
Right. So this Hugo is the name of the 51 AI. So it's designed as a salesperson inside the VR or AR world. So the Hugo will have all the sales lines of the salespeople. So ideally, Hugo can replace 60% of the sales force in the real estate company. And then our generation, one Hugo is already in the market. It's like a little robot, pretty cute. And then you can talk with them, they understand, and then they will give you feedback, answer questions. Our generation 2 Hugo will be released on the end of October. So it will be designed as like pretty ladies or whatever disability figure you want to be designed. And they can actually ask you questions and using natural language process and everything. So you can interact with the customers better, and then in the meantime, they can have the data or the preference of the customers, and then generate data more like big data thing for the customer for enterprise.
So is Hugo already being used today?
Yes.
What's the feedback so far?
I think it's been pretty helpful. But to be honest, the language understanding part is not perfect yet. So we're improving that, but then that's definitely a good start. Yeah.
I mean, deep language processing, natural language processing is a huge hurdle that everybody needs to overcome in the tech world. You know, Baidu, Google, all the big players are working on that technology. You know, how is Hugo going to compete with all of the technology these big giants are going to be putting out?
Great question. So right now we're actually thinking about opening offices in it's either Canada in the Bay Area or more like computer vision or natural language talents. You know, not only inside China but more people overseas to grow our R&D muscles. So I think that will be a great start of that. And in the meantime, if there's anything I would like people to think about 51 VR is that we're one of the pioneers for the VR commercialization in the world. Last month we actually had a milestone, which is we had our cash flow positive for the first time as a startup. So we started off at the start of 2015, and then we had a good growth. We have roughly 160 people right now, and then more than 60 of them are engineers with EV or engine or CG talents.
So what are those main sources of revenue? And congratulations.
Thank you. So revenue, definitely real estate sales to our real estate customers. We think that's a great direction to start off with for commercialization for VR, and it's been good.
So tell me a little bit about the U.S. strategy. You're hoping to open offices in the Valley, in Canada, partnering with a stealth to-be-named AR company. What's the vision?
So definitely we think Chinese is more like more mature market in case of commercialization, but we think the Silicon Valley, the Bay Area, is more like technology oriented. Like we really, want to get involved with all the new technologies or the top-notch technologies in the Silicon Valley, and that's why we want to have a R&D center in the Silicon Valley for engineers, and then get involved in this new technology booming inside VR and AR.
But the plan is to take that technological expertise here and bring it back to the home market, commercialize it in China, not for Western markets.
We're thinking globally.
Okay.
One step at a time.
So you're starting with the real estate platform. What are the other verticals you plan on expanding into?
So right now we're having our VR for cars, meaning use VR to either customize your future car or experience your future car. So I think that makes a lot of sense to car makers like either Tesla or for the future. These kind of like futuristic car makers, they want to have this kind of like cool approach or touch to their product. And also, a lot of them, they don't necessarily have a lot of test cars for people to drive. They have limited retail stores, so I think that makes perfect sense. Except for that, we're diving into VR for education as well, but we're still at the early stage of that.
What does that process look like? So your work, let's take a real estate developer, you sign some kind of contract with them. Kind of walk me through the steps. It must take a huge amount of technological power, manpower to be able to capture that showroom in VR. What does it look like?
Sure. So basically we take the CAD file of the showroom. You see the showroom or the landscape of the developer, and then we hand build the VR model using Unreal Engine. Because we have engineer centers in 3 major cities in China, so that enables us a good power or engineering muscle to deliver the projects. In the past, for a showroom, it probably going to take us like almost a month to finish. But then we've optimized the whole process right now, I think, around 3 days.
Wow, 3 days, that's pretty fast. So you said earlier that you think China is going to be the first market to really commercialize VR, AR. What's your reasoning behind that? Why is China going to push ahead first?
I think there are so many reasons, but the way I think about it, one major reason is definitely the cheap VR hardwares. VR hardwares, is everywhere. Like they're like way cheaper than the ones sell in the United States, and people just want to try it, and then they have this like sort of like adoption for VR, and then it's also because the PR and marketing of the VR firms or HTC Vive, those major VR hardware companies. So that definitely gives a great education to the market and fasten the adoption of the market. So yeah.
So when you develop the virtual showrooms, is it critical that they are then shown to the customer on top of the line device, like let's say the HTC or Oculus? What is the experience? Can you have the same experience on a cardboard, Gear VR?
Yeah, there are definitely cross-platform. You can either use it, in the VR headset or the cardboard or like the browser on your laptop. We've customized models on different platforms. But I think it's also one of our advantages is that we supply this kind of hardware. The whole, it's either the spec of the computer or the HTC Vive headset we use, and then this can make sure a great performance for a model. So we don't have to sacrifice the performance of our model because we're providing the hardware to our customers too.
Okay, I see. So you've been with 51VR for about a year now.
Still learning.
What's been the biggest challenge since you started?
I think it's a common challenge for a lot of Chinese companies who are like doing business or doing R&D in the Bay Area is that they don't have a lot of PR or they don't have a lot of like recognition by people. So that's definitely part of the things we want to work on with. So people don't really know what 51VR, and the name doesn't make sense to be honest. 51VR, Chinese people just love 51 with no reason. But that's definitely part of the things. Yeah.
So will we be seeing a rebranding potentially?
No, we're sticking with this Chinese.
Okay, great. Well, very good. And let's just pause for your photo op here with Stanley. Thank you.